Hi, welcome to Being Mindful. I'm Susan and I'm a licensed mental health counselor. I lead virtual group meditations, and today the group wanted to do a progressive muscle relaxation. It's been a while since I've led one of those, and it was really nice to remind the body how to relax by over tightening a muscle group and then relaxing. We teach the body how to relax. So this is a really good practice to do to help recognize when something is tight and actually begin to let go of it. Let's get started. Well, as we prepare to progressively relax this morning, today, whatever time it is when you're watching this, let's just begin by transitioning into this time with intention to allow the thoughts, the memories, the plans to move into the background so that we can purposely focus on what's happening within our bodies in this moment. If it's helpful to have your eyes open during this meditation, that is fine. If it's more helpful for you to kind of come inside if your eyes are closed, you can do that too. You can even go ahead and start moving your body a little bit, just stretching or tightening and loosening, whatever would feel good, just to get started. Get a sense of the ground beneath your feet. If you're sitting, it's helpful to have both feet on the ground. If you've chosen to lie down, it can also be helpful to bend the knees so that the feet are still on the ground or whatever surface you're lying on. We can begin with the feet as we settle into an intentional, alert posture. We can focus on the feet. And what we'll be doing, if you haven't done this before, is I'll direct you to tighten a particular muscle group, a set of muscles, and hold that tightness, hold that tension. Breathe while you're holding the tension. You don't need to hold your breath. There's a tendency to do that. And then when I direct you to let go, you release the tension. And you notice the difference between the tightened state and the loosened state. So as we start with the feet, just take your toes and flex them up. And hold those toes up off the ground. Maybe they're up against your shoe if you're wearing shoes. You can keep breathing and notice what it feels like to have those toes tightened up. And then let go. Let them fall back to the ground. And notice what that feels like. Whether there's some residual tingling from having held that tension. And then let's try curling the toes downward. Causes you to lift the rest of your feet up off the ground a little bit so that the heels are touching the ground and the toes are curled downward. Holding that tension and letting go. And then pull the whole foot upward. So that the heels are on the ground and the whole foot is up off the floor, off the ground, off the surface. You might feel this in the top of your foot and a little bit in your ankles, maybe even up into your shins. And then let go. And then lift the heels up off the ground to kind of point the toes so that the tips of the toes are on the ground and the foot is just an extension of the leg. You can feel that through the foot and the ankle and up into the calf. And then let go. Then we can move up into the calves. And see if you can tighten those calf muscles. For me, I sort of have to tighten the foot somehow as well, but it's not lifting the foot all the way up like it was before. They're just sort of the toes and the foot, other than the heel, are just off the ground. And I find that that engages the thigh muscles as well. And then let go. Taking some nice deep breaths. And with each exhale, releasing even more. Allowing the body to really take in what it feels like to release a muscle. And then try putting your feet out in front of you and tightening the knees. For me, that also involves other muscle groups in the legs and even the feet, but I can feel that little bit of tension in the knees. It's difficult for me to do that if my legs are at a 90-degree angle. Maybe you can do it. And then relax. Coming up into the thighs. And what is the back? The quads. Squeezing those muscles. Holding them and breathing, remembering to breathe. Feeling that tension. For me, sometimes there's almost a shaking from holding that tension the longer I hold it. And then let go. Breathing into the relaxation that comes when we let go. And then that part of us that sits all day, we can work with the pelvic floor. and tighten up as if you are holding in, having to go to the bathroom. And hold that tightness. And then let go. Now I invite you to tighten the butt muscles, the glutes. Kind of makes you sit up a little bit higher maybe. For those of us who sit and work in offices all day, we get glute amnesia. And they sort of forget how to work. So this is a really good thing to do during the day if you can remember and let go. And let's do that one more time with the pelvic floor and the glutes, that whole genital buttock region. Tightening and holding, remembering to breathe. Tightening a little more and letting go. We can come up into the abdomen. For lots of folks, there's tension held in the abdomen so much of the time, and we might not even realize it. So this over tightening can help us recognize how to relax the abdomen. So let's tighten up the abdomen, contract in. It's almost as if you're preparing for someone to punch you in the gut. You're protecting yourself. You can even put your hands there and notice what it feels like. And then let go. Let's come around to the lower back. You may have to engage the glutes a little bit here, but it's higher up than it was before. This is a place where we tend to carry more pain as we age or with overuse. So if it hurts to tighten it, you don't have to just go as far as you can. You don't want to injure anything or exacerbate pain, and let go. And then coming up to the middle back, it's almost like we're sort of pulling the back around the spine. Feeling those muscles engage. It's sort of like sitting up a little bit taller or lengthening yourself in a way if you're lying down. And let go. Then coming around to the front, we can engage the chest. For me, that somehow involves the back too. Maybe I have chest amnesia. But see if you can sort of tighten up that front of your body. And let go. And then coming to the upper back, starting to engage the shoulders a little bit. We can tighten that up. And let go. Now let's move down to the hands. We can make a fist with both hands, kind of curling the hands toward the inside of the arms, which starts to engage the wrists. And let go. And then open the hands with the palms facing down and flex the hands so that the fingers come up. Stretching those fingers as far and as wide as they will go. And let go. And then bending the wrist inward so that there's a good stretch on the back of the wrist. And let go. And then stretch the other way so that the hands come toward the outside of the arms, stretching the inside of the wrist and the inside of the forearm. And let go. And see if you can tighten up the forearms. Holding and breathing and letting go. And stretching the arms out, engaging the elbows. All the arm really, but for some reason I seem to only be able to engage those hinges when they're straight. And let go. And then with the arms up, we can engage the biceps, like Popeye or a strong man. Holding the posture straight. Taking a nice deep breath. And let go. And then raising the shoulders up to the ears, lengthening the spine, shortening the neck, and release, lengthening the neck, dropping the shoulders. And then let's move up to the face and just tighten all the face muscles. The lips are pursed, the jaw is clenched, the eyes are squeezed shut, the nose is squinched up, and let go. And then stretch the face. Allow the eyes, the sockets to kind of open up, even if the eyes are closed. The forehead is raised as if in surprise. You can open up the jaw. And release. Now I invite you to just scan the body quickly and notice any areas that happen to still be tight. See if you can over tighten them and then let go. We're teaching the body how to relax. And it's difficult to relax what we don't realize is tight. So it's important to drop into the body and see what's happening so that you can shift your position or let go of some muscles or just breathe. As we transition out of the meditation, you can wiggle fingers and toes, stretch or roll, do whatever feels right. And allow the gaze to lift or the eyes to open. And take a moment to just soak in this relaxation before you go on to whatever comes next for you. As you take some time to reflect, I hope you'll take a minute to do that verbally by leaving a comment. It's helpful to know what your experience was for me as I continue to lead meditations, but also for other people who are participating in these meditations on YouTube. If it was a helpful meditation for you, if you got something beneficial out of it, I hope that you'll leave a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, I'd love to have you be part of the community and with me for future meditations. I'll leave a link to a relaxation playlist that has some other techniques you might want to try out to help the body learn to relax. Thanks and have a wonderful day.